Hello plant community, thanks for tuning in this channel. My name is Pam, and as you guys are aware, if you've been watching my plant journey, you know one thing for sure about me, and that is I am a Hoya head. Hoyas, I eat them up, yum, 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 yum. I love them. There's a lot of reasons as to why I love them, but one of the main reasons that I feel that they are so easy care is the leaf texture of the plant. Honestly, the majority of our Hoyas are that hard, stiff crinkles. You can feel the veination. I really love the texture of the plant. Not only for just the sensory part of it, but it helps me as a plant grower to actually know when it's time to give her a drink, because you're able, with those thick, juicy, succulent leaves, you're able to feel them for firmness, texture change, to help indicate to you that they need a drink. There are, however, some other Hoya species specimens that I have in my collection that does not give me that trait. And that's because the leaves are naturally thin, which makes me work a little bit harder to care for these plant babies. I don't have a lot of them in my collection, but I figured, you know, why not share with you some of the Hoyas in my collection that I think have that thin leaf. So if you seem interested into this type of thing, stay tuned. Okay, so I have a total of 6 Hoyas in my collection. Like I said, I have over 35-ish, maybe a little bit more Hoyas in my collection, but these are the ones that I have noticed that they stay thin to me whether I water them or not. So these babies kind of really require me to hone in on my plant parenting skills a little bit. And for that reason alone, because it helps control me and not take these plants for granted and hopefully overwater them and kill them and yada, yada, yada. I'm grateful for these plants, if that makes sense. So let me just jump into the first one. And before I jump into the first one, you guys, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, thanks in advance. But this one right here is my Hoya Paula, you guys. Very beautiful plant. I got her from Gardino's nursery, I believe, but ever since I've gotten her, her leaves are kinda, it's like a slightly thick. Honestly, I want to say this plant will probably be, I honestly want to say like the thickest out of all the ones that I'm about to show you. She's kind of, I don't know, it's like the smoothness, but she really is, you see how pliable she is? Now, it don't matter to me, at least it's been like that in my habitat, whether I give her a drink or not. She just remains pliable. Now here it feels a little bit of resistance, but the majority of the leaves, you guys, are like just, I don't know, I'm able to bend them without snapping them. And I can actually feel like they feel thin. Even the, let's see, this one is dried out, but I can't really use that as an example, but all of them feel thin. And I mean, I love this plant because she looks like a plain Jane, but she's like a wild plain Jane to me. You know, I'm a plain Jane type of person, so I think I can just relate to all the plain Janes that's around, I guess. But I really love the smooth texture, and I don't know if the camera is picking it up. But do you see the little shimmer? Like really, I don't know, it feels like velvety a little bit. But I love her, but she is definitely a thin plant. Yeah. My next one, which is surprising to me because I don't know if this one, she almost looks like a latifolia type of plant. I got her from Gardino's nursery too. This is actually, let's see, Hoya species UT039. EPC 707 Flores Island, which almost looks like a latifolia family type of Hoya. And from my experience, at least all the latifolia types that I may have in my collection, the leaves are pretty much like a thick, like cardboard, stiff type of plant. But for her, she is not. She is very pliable. regardless to if I give her a drink or not. I really love this plant because she is different texture in comparison to the latifolia varieties, but she gives you that look. The veination, you see that beautiful, nice size leaf here, but that veination is just, I don't know, it's lovely to me, and I don't know why. Um, Look at the baby leaf right here. Just noticed that, you guys. Look at that baby leaf. Kind of cute. But yes, she is like smooth, but you can feel the ripples. You can feel this veination, which is super cool. And the back has like this matte finish. Almost reminds me of, I want to say like the back of a Scindapsus. You know, Scindapsus got the front texture of a Scindapsus have a different texture in the back to me. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I don't know, let me know. Or y'all can just say, hey, Pam, you're crazy. It's okay. But yeah, I really love this plant. Beautiful plant. My next one is, wow, I don't know if this is a Gardino's Nursery expose or what, but it seems that we're going down the road. But lately, I gotta say, I have been buying a lot of the Hoyas from their collection, so maybe that's the reason why. But anyway, this is my Hoya Tra. Guys, I really love this plant. I love it. She is a thin baby though. As you can see, I feel like the camera is gonna pick it up. That you see that sheen. I think y'all see that sheen, that sexy sheen she got. But I love the model, the subtlety of the splash. Now, granted, unfortunately, the crispiness of these leaves right here came with purchase, but I'm not cutting her off because of that. Because you got to learn how to love yourself with all your imperfections, and I will with this plant. But guys, it's just, look at the veination is really, you can feel that vein nation, and it's like really a smooth like silk satin texture. Then with the elongated leaves, I love elongated leaves, and then like I said, that mottled splash of somebody just taking silver and just flicking their fingers onto it, I think is a very beautiful plant. But again, a thin leaf plant that requires me to do a little bit more than just feeling on the leaves. Honestly, you guys, that's pretty much what I do with the majority of my Hoya collection at this point. I'm feeling the leaves. If I'm able to plow them down and all of that and move them around, I give them a drink. And so far, you know, in theory, that technique has worked. But these plants, I'm sticking my finger in that soil. I'm making sure she's kind of like at least 3/4 of the way dry before I give her a drink. And that way I'm not going to drown my babies because I don't want to do that. Okay, so my next one, this plant, you guys, another Gardino's Nursery, go figure that. But she is paper thin to me, which is amazing. And I'm going to show you, but I wanted to tell you her name. This one is actually Hoya EPC 209, the seedling. And I think I have the actual 209 as well, although her leaf seems to be thicker. But guys, look at this plant. Now, it's very, as you can see, has some speckling in there that's very modest at best. But her leaves, you guys, honestly, is like, to me, like, I don't know, paper thin. And I got this plant in the midst of the growing season. And when I felt how thin her leaf was, I thought initially, I'm like, okay, her leaves were like feeling like paper thin and the soil was bone dry. So after a day or so, I gave her some water and I waited another day or two, but I noticed that the leaf texture did not change. And I was like, oh, well, oh, that's different. She's different, you know. And I was actually, because of the leaf texture, you guys, I was very apprehensive with putting her outside. But I took a chance. I don't know what made me do it. You know, I guess it's the no guts, no glory in me. But I did, in fact, put her outside, and she just exploded, really. And but I love her. I love her. Look at that. Look at that green on green action, that mono on green, that sexy plant seduction. I love it. Anyway, it's a beautiful plant. She has multiple growths. I couldn't be happier, but she does make me double check myself and double check myself, triple check myself really, to make sure that I don't overwater her. This plant right here is another plant that's taught me a lesson. I'm just going to show you. This is the Fishtail Hoya, but this is my Brogay variety. As you can see, it's subtle silver, not a lot of silver as you would see in traditional Brogays, but that's what it is. I have the regular one. I think I've shared that with you guys some time ago. I'm not sure. But what I have noticed, I just have it, it's just in this and then this little. What I've noticed is when I first brought the original one, the very first one I killed within a matter of not long, you guys, honestly, probably like 6 weeks, maybe 2 months tops. And that's because I was watering her too often. And I believe it was because of the leaves. I wasn't understanding at that time that, you know, hey, all Hoyas are not the same, Pam. They're not the same. And so I kept watering her because I thought, you know, I'm watering. Give it a day or two. The leaves not thick. Let me give her water again, you know, because that used to be the telltale sign that we would tell ourselves and everyone else that feel the leaves, do that test. Y'all know the test. You do the test, see if it's pliable, blah, 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 and that will confirm it. But no. I took that for granted and I killed my very first one of her. So this one right here, like I said, is the Brogay. And I let her dry all the way out before I give her water. If I feel like she needs a water, I wait an additional day sometimes. And I try to monitor that, you know, because you gotta, it's a slippery slope, you guys, when you wait that extra day too. Let me tell you, because you can wait that extra day thinking that she's going to deal with it and be okay. And you'll wake up the next morning with some crispy darn leaves. And then you'll be like, and by the time we start gasping, it's over, you know, or we are struggling, or that's the journey to our plant struggles, right? But yeah, I really appreciate this plant because she definitely has trained me a little bit with my watering routines when it comes to this one in particular. Gorgeous plant, though. I love the shape. Okay, my last one, I had to do a double take because I'm like, is there any more left to share with you guys? And it is the final one to end on this video on, and I decided to do that because she's currently blooming, and what's a good way to end a video with a beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, chef's kiss type of plant. But anyway, you guys, it is my Multiflora Hoya. Let me know your thoughts on this. I know a lot of you guys have this particular plant variety. Do you agree with me? Do you feel like the leaves are thin? To me, it seems like the leaves have been thin since I purchased this plant, you guys. And I know I gotta be a little playful. I want to say almost like a little challenging as far as watering her. I feel like I don't want to let her be bone dry. I feel like the watering, and I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. I feel like the watering plays a part in regards to these blooms, as far as whether or not if they will stay or blast off. This plant, I would call it like a teaser plant because she will give you the beautiful hope of a bloom. But then sometimes for me with this plant, she never blooms to its completeness. So you see all of this beginning buds of the bloom. By the time it gets to this phase right here, you guys, I'm usually left with maybe one or two that actually made it to the end. And that's why I call her a teaser. But I can say these past two blooms, well, this one and the bloom before, she has surprised me. You surprised me, girl. I think we're finally getting a better understanding. Or maybe you're starting to like me as much as I I don't know, but she has been giving me more than one shooting star bloom, and I'm just happy for it. But her leaves are really thin to me. They've always been since I've purchased her. I water her when she is like 3/4 dry, honestly, and that's just to sweet spot in a safety zone for me as a plant parent to ensure that I don't kill her. She sits right here on this shelving, y'all see. And she's getting light a few feet away, natural, as well as my Sansi light right here. It tends to be fine for her. She loves it. I think she looks very adorable in this pink planter that I... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Y'all see that? Well, she's loving it. Yeah. You see, just it's one little root, you know, and sometimes we get trained to say, okay, it's one root, it's time to repot, but do we really need to repot her? I don't think so. So I'm going to leave her be and let her just thrive in this planter. Let me turn her around because I got this little, I ain't gonna lie, I got this sticker. I need to use some goo or glue gun. It's like a Rite Aid sticker right on here. It's like the bane of my existence, really hard to get off. And I've been too lazy to go look for the darn glue. I know somewhere in my utility portion of my home. Anyway, that's what I do. Sometimes I go on a tangent and go off. So back to the plant, Pam. She's like, it's all about me. But I love this plant so much, you guys. She's very rewarding. A lot of people probably is not drawn to just the green. I like basic green. And if she gives me out that color like this, guys, look, you see the beautiful creams. And then also like a hint of yellow for like that star glow. Juxtaposed against that beautiful dark green foliage. This plant is amazing and superly sexy. But yeah, that pretty much ends me showing and telling you guys with the thin leaf Hoyas. Comment, you guys, let me know what thin leaf Hoyas you have in your collection. Or if you have any of these ones that I mentioned, are they thin leaf for you? Because I really am curious to know, are they just thin leaf because they're in my environment? Or are they a naturally born thin leaf Hoya? Inquiring plant minds would love to know. So keep in mind, you guys, if you love foliage as much as I do and you love listening to planty things, definitely subscribe to this channel if you have not. Keep pushing those thumbs up, you guys. It's been helping. Keep them up. Keep them up. Please don't put them down. Just keep them up. Let's keep this peaceful, happy vibe going. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world, you guys. And until next time, guys, much love. See you later.